Hi, Gary. It's Nicole Salter. I wanted to make a video so that I can show you some things that I have been finding, as far as what you're looking for. Um, I am going to share my screen so that I can show you exactly what is happening here. What you are looking for is very unique, and I just want to make sure that I'm like giving you all of the information that you need and I'm being transparent with what you should expect in this journey and in this purchase of yours. Um, so I'm going to go to my MLS system here, and this is what I have been searching for you. This is my criteria as far as what I'm searching for you, right? We're doing a search of all of the active properties that are within a 10-mile radius of Plant City. Now, I don't only rely on this, I go to the map as well because I want to make sure that I am getting properties that are actually in Plant City. And I also want to see what properties are like around it and which side they are on. So, as you can see on this map, right, you have Plant City is here in the center, and you have one here, you have some here, some in Brandon, Bloomingdale, Sefner, Dover, but this might be about it as far as the properties that will fit your criteria. Um, so now here back in criteria, the zoning that we most likely want to look for is the AS1 zoning. That zoning is going to allow for the AUDs. We can also look at agricultural zoning because the um you can always get the land rezoned for an AUD, but that is going to come with a pretty price tag. It's probably also going to come with a time tag as well because we all know how fast the county likes to work for us, right? Um, so we're looking at a half acre to less than one to less than two, and two to less than 5 acres. Just because I want to see what's out there. Maybe someone is willing to actually let it go. And I got 17 properties that came up in that circle. Now, I want you to notice over here, I did not put a price range because when I put a price range, then I start seeing this number that talks about the matches go down really fast. So as of right now, I just want to see what is available and what is out there. And when I look, my lowest price is 87,000. My highest price is 850,000. Okay? I just wanted you to see that. If it's something that is 87,000, it's going to need a lot of work. You're going to need to tear everything down. It says that it's in flood zone X, so you'll be fine when it comes to water. I also want to look at the flood map because I want to see how close it is to a flood zone. These purple areas are your flood zones. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that water is next to it. It could mean that those areas are lying a lot lower than this lot over here. I'm sorry if you hear my children. I need school to be year round. I don't see any large bodies of water near the property, so I don't think we would have to worry about flood zones bothering this particular parcel because being that the boundary is over here, that tells me that this land over here is high and this land is low. Okay. So we should be good as far as that goes. And this, I'm going to go back to the listing. This is the 87,000 one for 1.6 acres. Okay. So this would definitely be a good contender. Um, There's also this one in Sefner, but as you can see, we jumped the price really fast. We went from 87,000 to 115,000. This one is 1.2 acres. So it's a little bit bigger than the one we were just at. And when we go to the flood map here, this shows you the, oops, sorry. This shows you the lay of the lot. I don't know, I'm not really crazy about these kind of lots because it's just so long. Like by the time you really want to do something, you're probably encroaching on someone else's property, right? Not really crazy about these kind of lots, but it's not me buying it. It's you that's buying it. So if you are someone that likes it and that it doesn't bother you, then it's great. And if we zoom out, there's no flood zone near here. No flood zone near here. So this would definitely be a good contender. And Sefner is more towards Tampa than it is towards Plant City. But it's still fairly close. This is another one that's in Sefner, but if we go to the listing, the price has jumped up again, 160,000. Now, the information that I'm giving you is literally only the surface of it, okay? You would still need to make sure that you call the county. This one is in Hillsborough County. I believe all of them are in Hillsborough. You would still need to make sure you call Hillsborough County and you give Hillsborough County this legal description right here. You give them this legal description, or you can give them this tax ID. Those numbers go with the property, okay? Because right now, a lot of these land parcels, they do not have addresses. So because they don't have addresses, the way they find them is through the tax ID, through the legal number, or sometimes they will ask you for the folio number, which is this number right here. And all of these will be on any piece of land that you want me to send you information on, where you can talk to the county to find out more info. But ultimately, the county is the one that will tell you, yes, you can put other AUDs on here, or no, these are not accepted. Okay? I just wanted to give you a little background on what I was seeing. As of right now, over 100K is probably where you're going to be. Mommy, I'm making a video. Sorry. Over 100K is probably where you're going to be, if you want something that's decent. Also, keep in mind, this is not always the truth, but if it looks too good to be true, it probably is. 87K, I would definitely have a lot of questions as far as how many septic tanks can go on the property, what the setback is. You want to make sure that you know where you can and cannot build. You want to know how big of a property you can build, how many AUDs you can put on it, of course. And other questions that come to you as you are talking to the county. And also remember to try and have all of those things in some form of writing. So that way, if you forget something that the county may have said to you, you can always go back to the email and refer to it. Okay. So I did find 17 properties, but we went from 87 to 115, and now we're at 160, and we're just going to keep climbing the ladder. Okay. This one is 1 acre, and it's at 170. When I go to the flood map, it's still fairly far away from these low-lying areas. So it's not a bad idea, right? It's still good because it's not in the flood zone area. And it does have some homes on it, so you're definitely gonna have to demolish that or figure that out. see if it's worth salvaging. This property might be 170 because if it has a house on it, or if it has any sort of living area on it, this looks like it used to be something where someone lived, or it looks like maybe a house and a shed. It might have electricity that's already in the ground ready to go, or electricity is very close, and it just might have some plumbing, or it might have a septic tank in it already. And all of those things the seller will take into account. Now, the seller's not going to care that you have to either knock this down or fix it back up, or it may be filled with termites, or it may have all rotting walls. Seller doesn't care about that. The seller cares that you have electricity nearby, you have plumbing in the ground, and you already have a septic tank that may or may not work. Um, those are the things they're going to care about. They're going to care about the things that bring value to their property. As far as the things that take away value to their property, they're going to talk themselves into believing that you are ignoring those things and you only care about what you can use going forward. So we will definitely have to do a lot of negotiating when it comes to finding out how much something is worth and how much we are willing to pay for something. Um, I'm pretty sure you'll have a whole lot of questions. Feel free to text me. I just wanted to give you a little video just to show you what is out there in Plant City. Another thing that I can show. Actually, let me see something. I want to change the zoning to AR. Okay, so let me share my screen again because now, oh, wrong. I opened the wrong window. Here we go. Okay, I am going to, as soon as I can find the button, share my screen. And this time I have changed the zoning to AR. AR is agricultural, and more than likely you can put one home on there, but some AR zoning areas you can add other parcels too. Again, that is something where you will have to contact the county, and the county will let you know what you need to do as far as building and putting other things on it. So this one they start at 15K, but it's less than an acre. This one is 0.6 acres. So the difference is one of them is already zoned. The AS1 is already zoned for you to be able to put a house on there and an AUD, maybe one, maybe two, maybe four. I'm not 100% sure about the rules and how it works, but that is already zoned. This at 15K, you may have to get zoned. Okay, that's a question that you can find out from the county as well. And if I find that answer for you, I will share what I find. But it jumps from 15 to 99. That one was, the first one was 1 acre, 0.6 acres, I mean. This is 0.87. Not much bigger, but it's definitely a bigger price tag. The other one was in flood zone X. This one says flood zone X and A. So that you have to be careful with as well, because sometimes it'll be like this. You'll have a lot where half of it is not in a flood zone and the other half is. If we look at this house over here, they have to get flood insurance because not only is the land in a flood zone area, but the half of the house is also in a flood zone area. And the insurance company is not going to say, oh, we'll only charge you half insurance. No, they're going to charge you insurance for the whole entire house because there is a section of your property that is in a flood zone. Okay? This guy right here, he's probably paying flood insurance also. Even though there's only this little piece. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit. Oh, what did I do? I changed. Is this it? I think this is it. Uh, Zoom. Let's see. Which house was I looking at? I was looking at this guy right here. Right here. He probably has flood insurance, even though it's only this little slither that is in a flood zone area. The insurance company will most likely tell him the whole thing has to get flood insurance. Okay. So that's something else that you might want to keep in mind and think about when you are, I'm sorry, I keep pressing the wrong button. When you are looking at land. And it's also something that I will keep in mind as well. If you ever want a picture of a flood map, let me know. I can always send you these photos that we get on this side so that you can see it. Okay? Um, but this is only house two or property two, I should say. And we're up to 99K. After 99K, we go up to 123K. All right. So, and this is probably 123K because all of the land is already clear. And if I look at the map and I look at all of the houses around this one, I'm going to say AUDs are probably not allowed specifically over here because I don't see any other houses with it. This looks like a shed, or if they turned it into an AUD, nobody knows. It still looks like a shed on the outside. And that's a chance that some people take. They buy sheds and they turn them into AUDs. But if the county finds out, you'll be fined and then you'll have to take them down. Do they always find out? Probably not. But again, it's a risk that you take yourself. So ideally, you would want the land to be zoned for an AUD, and we would be looking at AS1 zoning that is in flood zone X, which is not a flood zone. I hope I was able to answer a lot of questions. I'm pretty sure more questions will come up. I am here for any question you have. Feel free to shoot me a text and let me know what you think. Okay? Bye.